Redeads are reoccurring enemies in the Legend of Zelda series. They are tall zombie-like creatures that paralyze Link with their startling screams and are known for being your childhood nightmares. Generally, Redeads are found underneath the earth, dungeons, and dark places. However, one question has always remained when it comes to the subject of these frightening creatures. Were Redeads human to begin with? While Redeads have made numerous appearances in many Zelda games, I will be mainly focusing on Ocarina of Time, but will use other games for prime examples. Let's start off with looking at the definition of these creatures. First, we'll take a look at some non-canon definitions given to us by Super Smash Bros. The Melee description reads, 7 years after Ganondorf took control of Hyrule, Redeads roamed the ruins of Castletown, moaning. At first, Link was shocked at the state of the town and the apparent lack of survivors. He later learned that the townsfolk had evacuated to safety, and that the Redeads were just magic animated into hideous humanoid shapes. Now let's read the trophy descriptions of Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. These creatures may look like zombies, but Redeads weren't human to begin with. They appear to be clay monsters, fashioned in the shape of humans. They attack Link when he gets too close. The spine-chilling sound they emit difficult to describe. Don't bother, just get rid of them. So there you have it, folks. Redeads were not human to begin with. Right? No, not quite. And here is why. The first piece of evidence are the Redeads found in Hyrule Market during the Adult Era. Notice also how Hylian soldiers are not seen whatsoever in this era. It could be very possible that these Redeads are deceased townsfolk and Hylian guards that did not flee the scene of Havoc. The official Nintendo's Player's Guide for Ocarina of Time refers to this Havoc scene as a town of the dead. It could be possible that these villagers and Hylians were turned into Redeads that roamed what was once a prosperous kingdom. My second piece of evidence is the habitat and environment of the Redeads. Notice how most Redeads are found in dark places such as graveyards, dark-themed temples, and underneath the earth or secret grottos. Now, why are these 3 locations special, you ask? These locations contain the most human corpses, thus allowing Redeads to roam. However, we will later take a look at how humans turn into these frightening beings. Now, if we take a look at the face of a Redead, we can see what looks like a wooden mask. Throughout the mask trading sequence in Ocarina of Time, a spooky mask can be worn resembling the face of a Redead. Displaying the mask to Dampé, he says, "Do you know what type of mask you're wearing? And you're still wearing it?" This would seem to imply something scary at Dampé's profession, as he is the gravekeeper of Kakariko Village. When we talk to the Lake Lab scientist at Lake Hylia, he states that it was carved from wood, taken from a coffin. And what are contained in coffins, you ask? Human corpses, of course. There would be no reason to put reanimated monsters or anything that was not among the living in such a memorable display. These wooden masks are part of the burial customs of the Hylians and changed throughout the Zelda series. Our next take will be a look at the royal family tomb. Inside are Redeads, which were once members of the royal family. Deep inside, however, is an inscription of a song known as a sun's song. The rising sun will eventually set. A newborn's life will fade. From sun to moon, moon to sun, give peaceful rest to the living dead. According to the inscription, this symbolizes the Redead as the living dead. When playing the sun's song, the Redeads will be stunned temporarily, looking as if they are in a state of peace. Going back to the official Nintendo's Player's Guide for Ocarina of Time, it references the Redeads in the graveyard description. Slumbering in their graves, the residents awaited any excuse to haunt the world of the living. It could be very possible that these souls were lost, and their purpose was not accomplished in their lives. Therefore, their soul could not pass on to the afterlife. Instead, they take on a form of hate at the world of which they used to live in. Another question we need to ask ourselves is, what are Redeads made of? And once again, let us take a look at the official's Player's Guide for Ocarina of Time. The guide describes the Redeads as skeletal creatures. Now, this can be argued. It could be possible that it is stating they have a skeletal shape and that they are not made of a skeleton, but the descriptions of Smash Bros. Say so otherwise. Diving deep into the official Player's Guide once again, a description of Link encountering a Redead is given. The door slammed shut behind Link. The hair on his neck stood up as he sensed the piercing gaze of the Redead. Link was confronted by the decomposing denizen. but his sword quickly sliced through its gummy flesh. Decomposing denizen and gummy flesh fit the description of a decaying corpse. With all these depictions, I think it's safe to say we can make an accurate description of what these Redeads are. However, much more evidence can be found in the darkest Zelda game of all time. My favorite? Majora's Mask. A research scientist and his daughter named Pamela have taken refuge in Ikanya Canyon. He studies anything relating to the paranormal, such as ghosts and Gibdos. To keep the Gibdos out of his house, he invented a song known as Farewell to Gibdos. Gibdos will hear its cheerful tune, causing them to retreat underneath the earth. While still having interest in such a dangerous place, Pamela's father went down to the Ikanya well to investigate Gibdos. However, he was cursed and therefore gradually started to become a Gibdo. When we encounter him inside his house, we are able to play the Song of Healing, in which we obtain the Gibdo mask, allowing us to talk to other Gibdo. Talking to Pamela's father after we heal him, he will answer your questions about the paranormal. If you take a look at the poster of a Gibdo, he refers to the Gibdo as a mummified man and states that the treasure hunters in the Ikanya well have transformed into the Gibdo, so even the mummy hunter may become mummified. Also, when you shoot a fire arrow at the Gibdo, it turns into a Redead. Interestingly enough, the word Redead means dead twice, so that could be referencing their first normal human life, and then their haunted afterlife, in which they haunt the world forever. My final piece of evidence lies within the Garo Ninja tribe near Ikanya Castle. When encountering them with a Garo's mask, they state, the Redeads in Ikanya were once members of the castle's dancing troops. This right-out confirms that the Redeads were human to begin with. But now, let's revert our attention on how they transform into such fearful beings. Considering the environment of the Redeads, it could be that they are reanimated through exposure to dark magic, or in a sense, or like Poes, restless spirits wandering the world of the living in sorrow and agony. However, one question still remains. Why does the Smash Bros. Series and Wind Waker refer to Redeads as clay-like or animated beings in the shape of humanoids? It is highly possible that Nintendo could have changed the description of the Redeads to make the series more family-friendly. Perhaps the frightening screams and the character of the Redeads themselves received such high criticism, and so, Nintendo felt an urge to change its description. In conclusion, Redeads were once human beings that walked the earth, but have turned into sorrowful creatures that haunt the world in anger. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the newest Zelda theory. I'm currently still working on the Metroid theory, so I figured, why not upload something for Christmas, and this doesn't make any sense. We're talking about Redeads, and it's Christmas. What the heck, it's not Halloween. Then again, I stopped uploading in October, so I guess that kind of makes up for what I did not upload. But anyway, still working on the Metroid theory, but I hope you guys enjoyed this theory. We'll have the Metroid theory out by around New Year's, I believe. We'll see. Because I'm not used to making Metroid theory, so it kind of takes me a while, and getting the gameplay is going to be a pain in the butt, but we'll see guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and bye.